Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is G. Cole, and welcome to Homegrown, where I get to share with you some good music while talking to some great people. Hello, world. Hope you're feeling as good as I am. I want to big up all my homegrown listeners out there and welcome all the new listeners. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so we can keep you updated when new material is available. We will be posting new episodes bi-weekly. Want to thank everyone who has been listening and sharing. Please leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Please check out the website homegrownwithgcole.com to listen and for all things homegrown. The podcast is now available on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and all your podcast platforms. We're also very interactive. Please follow me on Twitter at Instagram and Facebook at MyGCole. The video version of these interviews are available on YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is episode 55. And today's guest, guitar extraordinaire and Studio One legend, Mr. Dwight Pinkney. This episode is brought to you courtesy of Aqua Gem Records' latest releases, Cobra Man Bounce by Mr. Dwight Pinkney and I'll Be Around by legendary singer Mr. Winston Francis. Are you ready?
Whenever you call me, I'll be there. Whenever you want me, I'll be there. Whenever you need me, I'll be there. I'll be around.
Feel that groove, yo. Mr. Winston Francis. Brand new tune. It's called I'll Be Around. And oh no, lightning has struck twice. Legendary guitar player Mr. Dwight Pinkney. If you don't know, see Ken Boothe, see the Gaylads, see the Wailers, see Marcia Griffiths, Dennis Brown. This piece is called Cobra Man. Studio One Legends at it again. Both songs available on Aqua Gem Records and VPAL Music. Available on iTunes, Spotify, all your digital retailers. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and thank you so much for rocking out with us here on Homegrown with G. Cole. I've been on the topic and the theme of legends of lately. You've tuned in, you've logged in, you've heard me speaking to the legends, and you've heard me playing an instrumental piece in the past couple of weeks called Cobra Man Bounce, which is just one tiny fraction of the legendary work that this gentleman has done. And just to tap you in a little bit, if you don't know, go ask Bob Marley and the Wailers. If you don't know, go ask Ken Boothe. If you don't know, go ask Marcia Griffiths. If you don't know, go ask the Gaylads. And if you don't know, go ask Sir Coxsone, all right? And that's where the legend goes, if you see where I'm going with this. Today's guest, the legendary guitarist, Mr. Dwight Pinkney. Mr. Pinkney, welcome to the program, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Great. My pleasure being here with you on this program.
Thank you,
One
sir.
of my favorite programs, Homegrown. Homegrown.
I appreciate it. And let me not shortchange you. I should say, Mr. Dwight Pinkney, OD. Let us give all the credit that is due.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you, man. Now, I'm going to get straight into it. Oftentimes when we talk about the legends and we talk about the legacy, we go straight into the Studio Ones and so forth. And we go to Kingston and we go to Trenchtown and we do all these things. But I would be remiss and I'd be robbing some folks of their credit if I didn't tell the masses that you're actually from the parish of Manchester.
Yeah, man. Manchester, I come from Homegrown.
So Manchester's got his share of legends and it's gone. It's Dwight Pinkney and so forth. I got to give him their credit because you don't know. We all chalk it up to Kingston, but Manchester is producing legends too. So big up to Manchester, all right?
Yeah, man. Every time. Give thanks.
Now, it would take me 3 months of an interview to capture your whole legacy and your whole catalog. So let me, since we don't have that time, I'm going to go back to about 1963 thereabout, right? The Sharks and them times. Talk to me about your beginnings. I'm always very curious to see how the legends got started. How did you get started in this business of reggae music?
Okay, before reggae was reggae. Yeah, I was actually one of those early youths who was trying to organize a singing group. So in those days, a lot of these youngsters, young teenagers, like, you heard about the Jamaicans, you hear about the Paragons, you hear about the Heptones, It
Yeah.
was the era when the group thing was taking over
Right.
with the youth in Jamaica, and I formed a singing group called the Shot.
Mm.
Yeah, that was like 63, 64,
Mm-hmm.
65. And during that time, we had influences from, the Curtis Mayfield and Impressions and, those American guys. Coxsone used to bring down those records
Right.
and those popular records from the States, and, we would try to emulate them. So he had all these aspiring youngsters like myself,
Right.
want to become those stars.
Gotcha.
We didn't know that we would even surpass a lot of those stars on this reggae journey. Because at that time there was no reggae as yet. Reggae didn't break out till about like the end of 1960, 69, hear about it.
Right.
At that time, you had Mento and those American rhythm and blues songs. There's Fat Stamino and all those guys.
Right.
So, to cut a long story short, I know the program short. So, I formed a group called the Sharks. And we happened to, we were taken around to Coxsone by a priest. 'Cause I grew up in the church, all kind of church, every kind of denomination I can think of. It was because of the music, the love for the music, and the strict nurturing of my mother to have me come up on the right path.
Right.
So I used to go to all three different Sunday schools on a Sunday morning, afternoon, and evening Sunday.
Wow.
So it was a lot of music coming up, church music.
Yeah.
So actually, the link now with Coxsone, I was taking around Coxsone with my group by a priest called Father Dunstan,
Mm-hmm.
and he was trying to help us. He saw the talent in us and was trying to help us get into the recording thing. So he took us around Coxsone, and Mr. Dodd auditioned us. The difference with us now was we were not just singing, we were playing.
Okay.
We actually made our own set of instruments out of nothing, you have to say.
Wow.
Yeah, because we were heavily influenced by the Beatles at that time, was tearing up the world.
Yeah.
And we wanted to be a different kind of Jamaican group.
Gotcha.
So we aimed at being the Jamaican version of the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
Not just singing alone like, the other groups,
Mm-hmm.
but also accompanying ourselves.
I gotcha.
So we couldn't afford to buy the instruments, so we made them.
Wow.
We went around at the wee hours of the night and stole people garbage pans. Garbage cans, just to create a drum set.
Don't worry. The statute of limitations have passed. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, and I guess they would forgive us by now because I still made good use of it.
Yes. Yes.
So the garbage bins at nights, and we went down to Coronation Market downtown, got some goat skins. That is the combination we used to make the drum set: goat skins and the garbage bins, in different sizes to match what we saw as a drum set. And even the cymbals, we cut it out of zinc.
Wow.
At first, So we actually how we got the break now, the attention was when we did a live TV show uh, the JBC TV was just opening, and we got like they had a talent exposure show,
Okay.
and we went on as the Sharks to played and sang. Yeah, the Sharks.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So we made such a good impression that Mr. Sonny Bradshaw, who was the president of the union at that time, big man, big established, hero
Yeah.
in the icon.
Mm-hmm.
He saw us on the black and white TV, and he called into the station and told them to bring us down to the office. We were just little 14, 15-year-olds,
Right,
Bring
right.
us, bring us down to his office the Monday morning. It was a Saturday night show.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we made the association with Mr. Sonny Bradshaw. And when we went to Cox now, it was from that springboard we got the opportunity and we used to play at the church. Lots of birthday parties and stuff like that. So the priest noticed us and he took us around to Coxon and Coxon audition us, and then he just sent us into the studio
Yeah.
immediately.
Wow.
And
So you were living in Kingston by now.
yeah, man.
Okay.
I was living in Kingston from I was about 3 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, my mother was residing in Kingston, so she took me up. I was living in the Maxfield Avenue area.
Gotcha.
That's why I ended up going to Trenchtown School.
Yeah.
So that's where all this history generated from. So anyway, we go around Cox, and he had his crop of artists, like young artists, the Soulets, the Wailers, the Wailers. That time it wasn't Bob Marley and the Wailers as it was just the Wailers,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he sent us into the studio, and Ken Booth and all those guys, Delroy Wilson and all those guys were there. Plus, your big man that just passed through did it there, Winston Francis and all those guys. Yeah, man. So we went to the studio, and it happened that one of the first songs we recorded as backing band. No, we would call it collaboration because we were like in our minds we were a group.
Right.
We were the Sharks. So the Wailers at that time was Bonnie, Peter, and Bob, Peter, and Bonnie.
Mm-hmm.
Just the three of them because that's who was there at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the first song we did, we collaborated and did was Put It On.
Mm.
Put It On. You know that song?
Yeah.
That's my guitar there.
Oh wow! So hold up. So when back in them days when you're in the studio creating those things, right? I presume that the musicians were actually creating the music on spot. It wasn't a situation like where a producer bill a rhythm and say, "Okay, I'm bringing in musicians to play it over."
Nothing like that, man. In those days, man, everything was just being created. That's why I say it was long before you have all reggae. It was just like that. This was in the year like 1965, and you had Mento transition into a lot of ska.
Mm-hmm.
Like Toots was very popular, so ska was the main music at the time.
Right.
And then it merged down to Rocksteady. Rocksteady now, they slowed down. The ska slowed down. Hoopton Lewis
Yeah.
was responsible for one of those earlier change. So it slowed down to the Rocksteady. So at that, so even though that Put It On there was like influence between ska and up-tempo rock steady. So we did that song and a lot of other songs we did, and all of them toured around the place.
Wow.
Number one. Ken Boothe first number one songs we played it. It's a song called "You're No Good." You know,
Right.
the
Right.
Gaylads, "Lady with the Red Dress." You know, just because we made such an impact, all the artists them now start crowd the studios to get a recording with us, with the Sharks at
So
that time.
it's like a Jamaican Motown kind of vibes.
Exactly. But the unfortunate thing, it was short-lived because we got a gig as the Sharks. Sonny Bradshaw got that gig for us, and at Calabash Club, and there was a hotel manager from the Bahamas named Mr. Myers. He came out looking for a little group to carry back to the hotel he was managing in Grand Bahama, Freeport. And when he came the night and saw us, he decided that why not leaving us? Taking us back to Bahama. At that time, none of us having a passport nor nothing, you know. It's the fastest I ever see in those days. We got a passport in about 3 days. So by the weekend, we were on the plane.
Wow.
So that just cut short, you know, what could have been at our association with Cox known by Studio One. But we just almost like the Scatolites, we left an indelible string of hits, you know?
Absolutely.
Because when we came back from vacation from the Bahamas, all the jukeboxes is just our rhythms that we collaborated with artists. All of them, you know.
So were you guys credited for those works though?
No, well, I think the Sharks. Some of them, we were credited as the Sharks. But as you know, in those days, it's just the singers.
Yeah.
Upfront singers were highlighted, you know.
Yeah.
So, it was like nowadays, you know, we have paved the way so that these young artists nowadays are very, you know, fortunate that they don't have to go through what we had gone through. So, you know, that's good. That's a good thing to know.
Absolutely. Hopefully the gratitude is there because you're absolutely right. Is like I was talking to Winston the other day.
Some of them are, you know, a lot of them say, Uncle Dwight. But, you know, some of them don't even know and don't care, you know. Some of them believe that, especially, you know, some of the younger hyped artists.
Yeah.
But the responsible, conscious ones, them, you know, they recognize it and they appreciate and love them, and, you know,
that's good though.
Glad that you could have paved the way that way for them.
People have got to realize that, man. Somebody paved the way for you. Definitely got to honor those roots, because if Dwight Pinkney didn't go through it then you'd be going through it right now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yes, Mr. Cool, yeah, homegrown.
Yeah, man. I love sit down and reason with now. You know, I'm a big Beres fan too, and I know he started up on Zappo, and I know that was some of your original roots too. You know?
Yeah, man.
How does Zappo link come together for you?
All right, the Zappo thing now is, you say, after the Sharks came back from the Bahamas.
Yeah.
We were playing. We started playing gigs on the hotel circuit on the North Coast. So it's during that time, the Sharks split up. They had some internal conflict, and the band split. So after the split, I was gigging with Winston Turner, who was with Carlos Malcolm band, but that band had split also. At hotel, the Hilton Hotel in Uchiyo in St. Anne.
Yeah. That's my birthplace. They're talking about them hotels and so forth. And that's where my mom and dad met, So.
Yeah. Yeah, had some lovely time on the North Coast. So I was playing with his group. His group was called the Untouchables, and that was a hotel band.
Mm-hmm.
So it was during that stint that Michael Williams, who was playing the bass at the time with the same band. Both of us grew up in the same surrounding Maxwell Avenue area. So it was during that time that we we were talking and interacting, and we said, me and him say, boy, this hotel thing kind of get boring. But it's a good training ground to expand your vocabulary as a musician.
True.
Yeah, at that time at least we had to play all kind of music and back all kind of artists, all kind of different kind of shows, cabaret artists.
Yeah.
And so we helped to expand our catalog and musical,
Yeah.
poetry. So we decided to say that I kind of miss Kingston, so I missed the recording studio. That was the key thing.
Yeah.
So we decided together to form a group and come back to Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
That's Michael Williams and myself. So he came up with this comic book named Zappo. And it was just two of us. So when we came back to Kingston now, and we got we augmented the band by getting David Madden,
Mm-hmm.
trumpeter, and Danny Mowat on drums. And we started gigging, and we decided that we were going to do penetrate recording, because recording was really closer to our hearts.
Right.
When you make a record, a lot of musicians must learn that when you make record, you're making history, because when you do a gig, like a one night gig, you could play, if you see Madison Square Garden and it's not recorded, it's only who that immediate audience at the gardens would have.
True.
And by tomorrow, there's somebody else. They forget. Maybe I'll forget about your performance. But when you make a record, it's there forever.
True.
So that was what drove us to doing to penetrating recording instead of just the live gigs all around. But the first song we did was a song called Mystic Mood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Martin came up with the melody, and I did all the arrangement for it, including the oratory display. Yeah, I spoke on it. So
Yeah.
yeah. So you find that when we just did it, it was so different from every other thing that was on the street, on the music field at that time, that a lot of the local DJs, the radio station and stuff, they thought it was a foreign song,
Oh.
because the band was new,
Yeah.
the label was new to them, and the song is new. Never heard, not hearing anything like that out of Jamaica.
Right.
Everybody think it's a foreign song, Mystic Mood.
Wow.
So some people never even want to play. We went to Cayman, got a gig in Cayman, and we went there, and there was a record shop there. But because we were coming from Jamaica, when we took our Mystic Mood to the shop, the guy just put it to one side. That is before we started to play in Cayman, we got like a 2 weeks gig there.
Right.
It's like, I think it took like a dozen and just put it one side.
Yeah.
Like file 13-ish style. So when we started to play, at nights, and the people start asking if we have a record and stuff, the same guy had to find us at the hotel, hounding us down to get some more record.
Wow. No. This was before Beres Hammond come in the band, right? He wasn't singing yet with you guys.
Yeah, man. This was earlier before Beres.
Okay.
Beres came in like in 1973, I think, thereabouts, 1973, and this was 1970.
Gotcha.
1970. So fast forward a bit is that, as we all know, Zappo made a tremendous impact on the Jamaican recording scene. Mystic Mood, Scandal Corner, Tonight We Love Tonight, all these songs. This is reggae music. When Sweet Love in Love, all those great songs. Even this song we did with Beres Zappo, called Last War.
Uh-huh.
That song, as you know, the bass line, if you can remember the bass line properly, it's the original that was reworked by Sly and Robbie, and then eventually for Ikamosa, Sly and Robbie for Ikamosa reworked it. And then eventually, Junior Gang won the Grammy with it.
Oh, for the Welcome to Jamrock.
Yeah.
That's your okay. That's a sick bass line.
That's from This Is Reggae Music.
Yeah.
Reggae music, and that's Mikey Williams. That was his composition. This is Reggae Music. The one that I mixed it up with a while ago was the one that this guy from this DJ from Bermuda made his big hit with. That's the one that Beres wrote and Last War,
Right.
Yeah, so we went on to be like the highest paid band in Jamaica. Especially we did a gig in Hill Holiday in Montego Bay.
Right.
And we were producing a show called Show Jam. Original Jamaican show presentation. We brought down people like Bob and Marcia used to be regular on our presentation.
Wow. Bob and Marcia Griffiths?
Yeah, because like when they had just come back from the great success with Young, Gifted and Black.
Yeah.
And and we worked out. We were hot in Jamaica, so they used to work with us.
Gotcha.
So we included them in our show jam presentation in Montego Bay. Even the group I-Trees, it's a spin-off from. Actually, that group was formed at the House of Chen in Kingston, and the way how that group was formed is amazing. Because Marcia was one of our regular featured artists.
Right.
Not Zappo, Marcia Griffiths.
Right.
Our production called Show Jam presented Marcia Griffiths. So Marcia Griffiths was doing some songs, and then she took Judy and Rita to accompany her. I think it was some Sweet Inspiration song that I had. on the show. The show was in New Kingston.
So hold up. So the I3s weren't formed to back Bob.
The ITs was formed there, so
Oh.
came to the show. Bob came to that show, and immediately ITs was assigned to Bob. If Zappo was on section, even then Zappo one section, Bob take with that. So we build up Zappo to benefit Bob, but when Bob going on tour, because Bob was getting, bigger and bigger, when he going on tour, he took away Zappo one section. We have one section, we have to sit down and wait.
Baboy a check, man. Baboy a check her too.
So the history is very fascinating,
Wow.
But I love it because that's how great things happen. A lot of people don't know what,
Yeah.
It's good to know what other people don't know sometimes, and it's amusing sometimes. Because a lot of people, you mentioned Zappo, they might never have heard of Zappo. And then they don't know the contribution Zappo has made to great reggae music,
Wow.
So from the early days before, as I said before, Bob Marley and the Wailers, when there was just the Wailers, I was involved hands on,
Wow. But you know what? I always wondered because I talk to a lot of upcoming musicians, and I always talk to them about the importance of having some formal music education. This is the 70s, and you're already riding high and doing your thing. But you put your career on hold for a little bit to go back to Jamaica School of Music, right?
Exactly. Just to formalize. There was a break there for me because the band was in a limbo. And I got this opportunity to go to this Jamaica School of Music, do a course in Afro-Jamaican rhythm.
Gotcha.
Arranging. I grabbed it with both hands, man. And a lot of great musicians passed through there too. Like you had Steve Golden, Mikey Chung. A lot of musicians. Peter Ashburn was just fresh back from Berkeley. He was a teacher there, and Melba Liston, the great American jazz trombonist, was also the main teacher there. So that was great for me because there I got to grasp
Right.
the art of arranging. Arrange music, and I'm benefiting from that up to right this minute, So
Wow.
that's
Wow. Now let me ask you this also too, because again, for me, I love the history, going, revisiting, the beginnings and stuff like that. You worked with the greats, one of my favorite artists, and every time I know somebody's worked with them, I always ask. One of my favorite, my all-time favorite vocalist, genre removed across the board, is Dennis Emmanuel Brown. What was it like working with D Brown in his prime?
Well, to be honest, we interact on studio sessions. D Brown is a pleasure to work with because he's such a great talent. We have so many great talents in Jamaica who it's a pleasure. You don't even think about money when you're working with those people because the music is so what okay, I can't even find a word to describe how it is. Like when you're rehearsing with people like Dennis Brown, Marcia Griffiths, Wailer, and you look at them. The intensity, you see, like you're looking right into their soul, when they're expressing themselves in song, you know. It's like you get a peek right into their soul.
Wow.
So working with D Brown was really wonderful when we did it. You know, a lot of studio work. One thing I'm sorry that the song that I wrote and he covered, How Could I Live?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't on that session, but he did an excellent job anyway.
Oh, you weren't on the recording session.
No, I wasn't on that recording session. I did the original version. Sharks did the original version, and he did a cover for us.
Gotcha.
I wrote that song actually. So,
Wow.
you know, no respect to D Brown, because I can't eat a food up to this day off that song.
I love D Brown. Trust me, well deserved, well earned, and I do think that we got to figure out a way to make sure that our legends are getting their just due from their work. Because, like you said, a lot of people don't know, but we can always retroactively go and rectify certain things. Now, Zappo released 2 albums. Are those albums available out on like iTunes and in places, digital platforms?
Yes. iTunes, definitely, because like VP, the one who did VP, it's there, and even the second one, VP is doing the online distribution as well, PayPal. So it's available from iTunes, definitely.
And who does the lead vocals on those albums?
Well, I did a couple, and but the main lead singer we got on that was Jeffrey, a guy called Jeffrey. He's the son of another legend. His name is Ranchi, guitarist. Ranchi, do you remember Ranchi? You remember this Dennis Brown song? Not Dennis Brown, Al Brown. Al Brown, he did a cover of the Al Green song. I believe that it's real.
Yeah.
The way that you make me feel. Yeah, that guitar is Ranchi played it, you know. Ranchi, yeah, he used to play it Sly and Robin.
Gotcha.
So this singer you're asking me about is his son.
Gotcha.
And his name is Jeffrey Forrest.
Gotcha.
Great singer, yeah, man.
Gotcha. Now, man, I love like I said, I love revisiting. Now, I was doing some research because literature was my thing back in the day. So there's certain things we had to do, certain books and stuff like that we had to do, some Trevor and things. And something I remember way back, Smile Orange. You were in that film, huh?
Hey, you have been working. You have been working. You can't touch that topic there, that title there. Smile Orange. That was the first movie that Zappo appeared in, you know. Smile Orange. Yeah, man, we did a little, maybe a half minute shot up by Meritone Club on Red Hills Road and Smile Orange.
Like a cameo.
Yes. Yeah, like a cameo thing. History. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I noticed that between Zappo, no, after Zappo, maybe you're coming up to it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the formalization of the craft at School of Music. I started doing some gigs, started doing some studio gigs. I was into studio. I love studio. There's some studio gigs and keep running into this bunch of guys called Roots Radix.
Yeah.
Like the space was there because their regular lead guitarist, who was Sowell, so that had gone to England and did not return.
Oh, he didn't come back at all?
No, he didn't come back at all. So whenever most of the producers that, you know, wanted that aggregation. Was having a session, and the space, the lead guitar space was empty. Somehow they usually find me.
Ah.
They usually find me. So I play with them in studio so regularly that I eventually became a band member with the Roots Radix.
Right. This is early 80s though, right?
Yeah, this is the dominant, the other dominant force right through the 80s.
Wow.
Two dominant forces then were Roots Radix band, still recording wise and studio wise, and Sly and Robbie.
Yeah.
Those were the two groups. As you know, Sly and Robbie was major and more international.
Right.
But Roots Radix was really impactful, especially amongst the Jamaican fraternity at home and abroad. You know, the Roots Radix had, at one time we had like of the 50 number one songs for the year.
Yeah.
We had played like 45 of them.
Wow. Without Yellowman, Gregory Isaacs, Frankie.
Because everybody now wanted the Roots Radix to back them. It's like it was a guaranteed hit.
Yeah.
In your mind, you know, it was a guaranteed hit. Because in England, we were selling like hot bread. If it wasn't the Roots Radix band or Sly and Robbie, you know, nobody wouldn't want to buy that record.
But let me ask you this though, because I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think probably the distinction between the two was probably just because maybe Sly and Robbie was traveling international with like a Black Uhuru or so forth, and you guys were still at home recording the hits.
Yeah, exactly. Not because I think our recording workload was heavier in Jamaica, but Sly and Robbie was far bigger internationally. You know, they had the link with all these big international artists.
Gotcha.
You know, so but we go and scrape up the crumbs. We managed to turn out some big hits ourselves, like, you know, Night Nurse, Bunny Wailers, Rock and Groove album, great album, big album for Israel Vibration, Roots Radix, bring them back on the road that today, you know, they are still in demand worldwide. You know, we're supposed to be going to New Caledonia with them on in April. I just got back from Puerto Rico.
Right.
We did a great show over there. So, and last year was very busy for us too, because we did like 3 continents last year.
Wow. But hold on now. It sounds to me like you're just as busy now as you were in the 80s.
Well, you know, the music spread out much wider now, you know.
Yeah.
Much wider now. So maybe in the 80s it was more localized, but now it's more international.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Now, let me ask you this, because this is, and again, for me, just catching up and getting a glimpse into history, if I may. When we think about a Bunny Wailer, right? Yes, Bunny Wailer is a legend, and we do know of some of his work and so forth. But every time people think Bunny Wailer, we attribute him to being that 1/3 of the Wailers. Talk to me about Bunny Wailer as an artist, as a solo artist, as an individual artist. What type of an artist would you consider Bunny Wailer?
Well, as an artist, you know, Bunny Wailer is a total artist. I think Bunny Wailer have one of the biggest vision as to what a real show review presentation is supposed to be like. Because he had produced the show One Love Youth Consciousness show, on over at the National Stadium. And up to this day, I don't see any Jamaican show
Wow.
that equals that. Because he had on stage, excuse me, he had dancers,
Right.
both male dancers, female dancers.
Mm-hmm.
He had like about 20 other or 30 musicians.
Wow.
Not all of them playing at once. Like 3 different bands
Mm-hmm.
that, one play a set of tune and next set musicians come and play another set of tunes. And everything well coordinated. That and this is natural, more natural. It's not like synthetic, like how you just said, Grammy with, different kind of synthetic effects. So, a lot of natural effects that he uses. So to me, he has one of the deepest vision as to what a real review presentation of the music and the message combined is supposed to be,
Yeah.
And it's just a pity that the opportunity was not there, that he could really expose or display all that he had in his head. I tell you one, he's not just an ordinary artist. He's a deep artist.
It's when I see Bunny Wailer and you look at Bunny, I think because image is everything, so we see him as the militant Rastaman or whatever the case may be. But as I was doing my research, when I realized the genius of Bunny Wailer and exactly what you're saying right now in terms of the showmanship and the creativity, and not just being 1/3 of the Wailers, is when I was talking to Marcia Griffiths and she was letting me know that he was the one that really wrote Electric Boogie. You'd never think that Bunny Wailer is creating Electric Boogie.
She can really tell you because they grew up together, so she can expound on what I'm saying about Boothe. It's not just an ordinary artist.
Yeah.
But it's just that maybe society is not ready for
Yeah.
for people like Boothe.
Gotcha.
Because he's not going to sit down and just don't speak out when he's supposed to speak out, So,
reclusive and waiting.
No, I'm not going to be reclusive. I'm going, I'm not going to just put up with what I'm doing, comfortable with.
I got you.
So,
I got you. Now, talk to me a little bit about because you are ever evolving and leaving your mark and your footprint and your stamp on so many different parts of the music era-wise, because people have long careers. You have people who will have a 40-year career, but they're not active for 40 years. You understand what I'm saying? They may have started 40 years ago and they're still going now, but there are gaps. You're constantly active, as far as I'm concerned, except for that little period of time that you went to the School of Music. Talk to me a little bit about forming the Distinguished Personalities Band.
Okay. Well, that band, actually, I did a instrumental album.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said to myself, I don't think I am any great singer. I think I can play sweeter than how I sing then. Put it that way.
Right. I got you.
I play the guitar better than how I sing. So let me try and express some of my favorite songs through the guitar.
Gotcha.
And coincidentally, just as I was planning out the project and sitting in my little home studio, my phone rang, and would you believe Keith Francis? He's a bass player from Chalice.
Yeah.
He he called me and said, Dwight, boss, I just a think about a thing. You know, it's long time, you got this thing on a back up people. I ain't have nothing for yourself. Make another one album. Believe you me, the head grow big. It's like the man telling him there and telegraph right in my head exactly there at the precise moment. And I write down the title them of the song that I'm supposed to do it all. So I say, where's yeah man? I say, would you believe at the exact thing I'm here doing now? Putting on some titles and things for the an album. Come on, I speak tomorrow, man. I'm going to talk somewhere. And that was the beginning of my first award-winning album, Jamaican Memories by the Score. That, you know, it turned out to be one of the biggest local, Jamaican-produced instrumental album.
Right.
And I'm really proud of it. Up to this day, just keep asking me, I requested up to Sunday, just this Sunday gone. I was playing at a memorial for a brethren, Bonnie Brown, may the Father rest his soul in peace. He had a memorial service here, and I did one of the songs from that album, Sata Masagana, my version.
Mm-hmm.
From the way the people reacted, man, you would believe is singer sing. They say, boy, you can make the guitar sing, man. Your guitar sound so. Even Light Parks have to tell him, say, boy, is the guitar clean, man?
But that's what I was saying to Clive the other day and to Winston when I heard the Cobra Man bounce. I was like, yo, it's like the guitar is standing in front of a microphone and singing.
Yes. That's what they've say I am a singing guitar. So it's a singing in me that I would love to express vocal, but I can't do it. Because even Winston, that you mentioned Winston, I was on a show called Star is Born show in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 1964 or so. And I went through my first round. I win my first round. It had about 3 rounds. And second round, I woke up into a group led by Winston Francis. That was the end of my that was the end of my winnings. That was the end of my winnings. I can never forget the song that he sang, the song called Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
When Winston, if you notice, my the title of my instrumental is Cobra Man,
Yeah.
We used to call Winston Cobra Man.
You told me about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I woke up into Winston group now, and I sing my part, and Winston come on and sing Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
When the man say, I'd sing like a violin. Like what I'm saying, I sing like a violin. Every year, it's drop off. Got a man going so identical like the sweetest violin ever hear, So that was the end of my singing in that competition. So the brother.
Thanks a lot, Winston. Thank you a lot. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So it's rich.
Trust me. But in your own right, though, I mean, if and correct me on the numbers, I may be a little bit off with the numbers, but you've probably done maybe about 10 albums.
I think not so many. Well, if you include vocals, it could be about 8.
Gotcha.
I did about a couple of vocal albums, and instrumental. I've done like 7 of them. 7.
Right.
Yeah, man. Well, although I didn't win that competition, I still did sang a number one, 2 number one songs in Jamaica. One was Nenge Nenge. Yeah, man. You never hear the song name Nenge Nenge yet.
No, I haven't heard that one.
Nenge Nenge in my ears.
Oh, that's you?
In my ears. You never hear that yet?
Yeah. I didn't know that was you.
Yeah, man. I mean that, man. Brother Dee. Brother Dee.
What's up with the aliases?
Yeah, man.
I had no idea that was you.
And then I did the Bigger Boss with Shirley MacLean. Man is the Bigger Boss. You must hear that.
Bigger. That's
Yeah,
you?
Yeah, man. I mean that again, man. Me right.
I had no idea. And those are
Yeah,
songs
man.
we used to bump to. I had no idea those were you.
That is the thing, That's why we want things like the ceremony on Sunday for Bonnie Brown. The president of the Java, Mr. Frankie Campbell, was saying that we need to have a walk of fame so that we can remember people who have contributed in the business and are easily forgotten just because they have nothing to show.
Yeah.
Nothing for you to see. Like if you think back and look back, you have people like when the business was young, you had people like Wilfred Jackie Edwards. It asks the youth them about him, now them don't know is who we're talking. Owen Gray, them don't know is who.
Yeah.
Prince, them don't know is who. Lascelles Perkins, Hortense Ellis, all those great Bobby Hickins, all those foundation people who really set it so that the music could develop to the stage. You don't have nothing to remember them by. So we are lobbying very hard for the Walk of Fame thing at the Emancipation Park. Just on the ground, just like
the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Great people like Lou and Ronnie, who have contributed to entertainment so richly. Bim and Bam, all them people. Nobody know about them people, and as time goes by, look at Delroy Wilson. The impact that he had made on the music.
Yeah.
Development of the music. The youth, them tell them about Delroy Wilson, no, them don't even know who you're talking about. Right, Shirley? Them don't even know because there's nothing there to remind them, I mean, the music is there, but sometimes music play and the commentators don't get a chance. I don't backtrack and say who sing that song or who play that song, So we're lobbying for that, Walk of Fame.
That's well deserved, and I completely agree with you on that, because that's a battle I fight with radio stations that I play on right now, where I'm not gonna play a song and don't announce who it is, because that's the legacy. That's what's gonna let the masses know who it is. Oftentimes you're listening to a song and you like the song and you're hoping that somebody's gonna tell you who it is, and they don't.
Yeah, man, no respect for that. That's the professional way, but nowadays things, a lot of things are working professionally. But we give thanks for those who really,
yeah, man,
carry it on to that great level.
But so I'm still sitting here wrapping my head around the fact that you are Brother Dee. Me never know.
I am the Bigger Boss.
I did not know.
Yeah, man. Nenge.
And the 2 tunes that I'm loving, and we grew up, I hear them tunes. I used to love them tunes. I cannot believe it. No, I do believe in giving our accolades and so forth to our legends, to our heroes while we have them. I don't like the posthumous thing and the concept of, let me give you your flowers when you're gone. Enjoy it, show that respect when you are here. So in 2014, when you got that OD distinction in Jamaica, give me a little insight. What was that feeling like to actually be not just recognized but appreciated for your works?
Yeah, it was a great feeling. It was really great, and to be in the company of such other legends. You'd say, like, I can remember the Honorable Edward Siaga. He was getting an award there too, and some other great people, Olive Lewin, Dr. Olive Lewin, and it's a great feeling to be recognized, that knowing that you have really contributed,
Yeah.
You have contributed from your heart. Because when I started professionally in the music thing, as I said, I couldn't afford to buy instrument.
Right.
And we have to dig deep and steal.
Borrow. Like I said, borrow. We borrowed them.
I made our instruments and made an impact to it. And, it's just the Father's work, that was cut out for us, and we had to do it that way. We were just following the orders of the Father. So we really feel proud and good, and it's that our parent, at least my mother, could see that, I wasn't just wife, nothing. Like when I was young, younger, like going to church and thing, I wrote this song for my mother, and it marveled everybody. I just giving you a short cut of it.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, mother, please don't worry about my carefree way, 'cause I'm gonna make you proud of me someday. I'm gonna make you happy and fill your heart with cheer. You can count on me, sweet mother dear. Please try to understand." I can't sing, I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna reach the top and never drop, 'cause the Lord will be my guide, and I'll be taking you to share my glory too. So, dearest mother, have faith in your child. Yeah,
Wow.
I said that I am just appreciating the lyrics at this age, how sincere and how deep it was.
Did you ever record it?
I never recorded it, That was when I was just starting out in music, but I used to give her plenty of trouble, get plenty beat.
Didn't we all? Sure, she's proud. She's proud. It was worth it.
Yeah, man. And thank God she's still alive all now, 96.
Nice. But she's not beating no more, right?
No, she can't. She's proud of me, man. She's proud of me, man. Love you, mom.
I love it.
Yeah.
Big up, mom. Now, are you working on a project? Are you currently working on a project that's going to be coming out soon?
Yeah, man. That song that Cobra Man bounces is actually one of the songs from this new project that I'm working on with Clive. 5 days. He's from New York. He's living in New York. So we are up to about 7 songs now to do it. When I'm finished talking to you, I'm going straight to the studios to complete the album. Started out as a single.
Yeah.
Decided decided to do a EP. When we reached five, getting sweeter and sweeter. And actually, the Cobraman Moons was the first one, the first song that yeah, because he had sent me the track and asked me if I like it and thing, and I said, suggested I can do something on it too, I come in Winston and stuff, so great,
It's a beautiful piece. I tell you that one because I play it. I play both. I play both of them like it's two different. You know what I mean? Two totally different times, two different songs. Cause I appreciate a nice instrumental piece, especially guitar. Cause guitars are one of the. When we think about instrumental pieces, a lot of times people think of brass instruments and wind instruments and stuff like that. But the guitar, like you said, can really sing.
the guitar, I have it as a personal voice that
So
what the guitar can do.
I love it. I love when are you planning to drop the album though? When do you think it's coming out?
Yeah, we're thinking about hopefully summer,
Nice.
for the summer. But as I said, the big man, because he's actually the hands-on promoter.
Yeah, yeah. And it's gonna be coming out on Aqua Gem Records too, right?
See?
It's gonna be coming out on his label Aqua Gem.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Nice. Well, whenever you're in town, at the studio right here, we do the live one, and I'd love for you to come in here and give us, because the studio is set up for live performances. So
Yeah.
when you're in town, pass through, give you a live piece.
Yeah, definitely. Homegrown, big up Homegrown. I'm looking forward. Maybe when we come back from New Caledonia, as I said, I'll try and see if I can slip it into the schedule.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, a good report on what we do down here. That place far,
It sure is.
16-hour flight.
That's all right.
Yeah, man. So anyway, I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to Dwight, and I want to big up your audience. Yeah, the audience, whenever Gregory Cole is on, G Cole giving you a lot more than where you can get anywhere else, and it's authentic, it's real, and bless up for spreading the reggae music vibes all over the world. One love.
My brother, I appreciate you. And we'll pick up this conversation another time. There's so much we can talk about, so we're gonna do a part 2, part 3, and part 4.
Yeah, man. Spread the word.
My brother, give thanks, man. I appreciate you. All right.
One love, my brother.
Blessings.
Take care.
Bless up. And there you have it. Thank you so much for tuning in. It has indeed been a pleasure. Please be sure to subscribe to the podcast. It's available on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or your podcast platforms. Also, check out our website, Homegrown with G. Cole, to listen and for all things homegrown. And to watch the video of the interviews, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Remember, be safe, be kind, and be good to each other. My name is G. Cole, and this is Homegrown.
Nakikinika sa música, Homegrown with G. Cole.
Estás escuchando Homegrown con G. Cole.
您现在正在收听的是 Homegrown with G. Cole.
You're listening to Homegrown with G. Cole.
Remember, all the music played here on the podcast, Homegrown with G. Cole, is available on iTunes, Spotify, and all your digital retailers. Please support the artists.